Hey guys, it's Mr. Radcliffe. I am your U.S. History, Government, Psychology, and Criminology teacher. I'm in room 301, 302. We share a room. Sometimes the divider is up, so come into either one. Mrs. Hill is my co-teacher. She has World History and Economics and a couple of electives. I wanted to show you guys how to get into Plato, which is where you will find your electives and your history courses. So I'm going to walk you through government and U.S. history first, and then I'll touch on the electives because each course does have a few different requirements. So some of you are familiar with Plato, but if not, this is the address up here, ple.platoweb.com, and you could even type that into Google and this will come up. And this is the home screen that you should see. So your account login will always be LEUSD, and then your username for students will be your student ID number right here. And then your password is your 8-digit date of birth with no dashes or any forward slashes. It's just, the 4, or your month, your date, and then your year and 4 numbers. 8 total. For the sake of showing you guys things from a student perspective, I'm actually going to use a student account that I created. It doesn't use the same sign-in as you, so just bear with me on this. And then you're going to log in right here. So what you're going to see, this will be your name up here, and this will be your home, and then this will have all of your classes. If anything ever goes missing from the home section right here, go up to the top and you're going to click all my work. And if it's not in there, it'll be in here. So don't freak out if something goes missing. You can also ask any of us. But when you log in, this is what you will see. First thing I want to mention, when it says alerts right here, please read these. Robert Radcliffe, that's me. There'll be some of your other teachers in here that also have their classes on Plato. Make sure you read these. A lot of students skipped over these, but these are important messages in here. It's usually the best or only way I can get a hold of you besides a phone call or text message. Sometimes this might even mention a day that I can't make it to class, whether I have a meeting or if I'm sick. And just check it, and you just click on it, you open it up. This one was about a survey from last year. So just make sure you just at least read them and check those. That's a really big deal. On your list of classes, let's say you want to start working on U.S. history. So what I would do is I would go into all activities, and this is going to show you everything in the class. You can read the student orientation and the syllabus. I have my own syllabus and pacing guide I made for all of you for each class. So start with Unit 1. You'll see that the pretest is locked. I'm not doing pretests this year. So I would want you to start in Unit 1, and then we're going to go click onto this box. And then you're going to start with the tutorial. Something that's important to note, Google Chrome is not showing the Flash player for this. So if you're on Google Chrome and you cannot open anything in Plato and see things like this on the screen, you need to exit it and use Internet Explorer or Firefox. Firefox has had some issues, so make sure you use Internet Explorer. What I like to do is I like to go over here to these 3 little lines, table of contents, and this will show me what is in each unit. So you can read the introduction. This is where you should start. This particular unit is reading and writing essays about history. And then you can scroll down. This is the beginning of the tutorial. This will show you some of the text. You guys, I encourage you to take handwritten notes. I do allow you to use handwritten notes only on the quizzes and tests. I don't want you to print this and use it. Anytime there's a hyperlink, make sure you click on it. It's going to open something up. and it's going to show you a resource to use for the assignment. You can keep those open. This one happens to be about the Louisiana Purchase and the extension of the United States. You're welcome to print those and use them for your work. Then it wants you to look at a chart. This is Manifest Destiny, pretty much doubling and tripling the size of the United States. Lesson activities. These are all listed in a syllabus that I will hand out to you tomorrow or sometime this week. Every single student needs to come see me and Mrs. Hill. We've put a lot of time into making pacing guides and syllabus that show what you should do each week with the dates listed. The lesson activities, these are 10 points each. They will affect your grade if they're not done. This is the biggest thing I can stress about these is if you type something in here and you hit submit right here, it's already submitted, we will not get these on our end. You must print these out after they're typed into, or you can print them blank and handwrite them, and you are to turn these into us for credit. And they are all in the syllabus pacing guide that shows which ones are due each week. Some are detailed, some are not. Don't freak out. Come see us for help. They're usually pretty easy, but they go along with the text. You are welcome to use these on the quizzes, not on the unit post-test, but on the quizzes. I would probably print them out and handwrite them as I'm going through the units. So always check your table of contents. This particular one has 1, 2, and 3, and 4. The self-evaluation, I don't care if you do it or not. If you think you did an awesome job, pat yourself on the back and put a 5 and a happy face, go ahead. It doesn't do anything to show me what you learned. I really want you to focus on the other questions. Always look for hyperlinks. If they don't work, contact us right away. If they do not work, you are responsible to Google it or ask us for something in place of it. I've had students say, oh, it didn't work, I didn't do it. That doesn't count. Some of these hyperlinks may or may not be broken depending on the Plato writers and the content writers. I will help you find something that is suitable that still fits the assignment. So just call me or text me. My cell phone number is on the syllabus, so there's no excuse if the links don't work. And right here, go to print. This is where you would print them blank or type them and print them. On these are perfect lesson activities for work samples. This is exactly what I want to see as a homeroom teacher or your other homeroom teacher. So as soon as they're done, you could do a photocopy of the handwritten one, or you could print 2 if you've typed it first. Make sure I get one as your history teacher, and make sure your homeroom teacher gets one. That is up to you to turn in a work sample, and this is the best work sample for U.S. history or government. Mrs. Hill will go over what she expects, but I believe these will work for world history and econ as well. So if you want to go back to the main thing, go up here to save and exit, and then it's going to take you right back to the beginning of the course. This is still Unit 1. Each one of these has about the same thing. So make sure you go through and take your time, but stick to the pacing guide. On the post-test, you'll see a score in here because I've already gone and taken these. I made study guides for you, and I will hand those out each week as time goes on. You'll get those in the in-class session, so it's really important that you show up. And during orientation, tomorrow or today, you will have a calendar of when the U.S. History and Government courses occur. And they're in room 301, 302. On the post-test, these are to be taken on campus in the front room in 502. They are proctored. There are no exceptions as far as taking them anywhere else. And you will need to see me for a pass to go take the test, and it is taken online. And then once the test is over, you'll come back and check in with me. So that's pretty much it on the U.S. history, and government is the same thing. I could show you government. If you want to go back to a class, you're going to go back up here to home, So let's scroll down to government, all activities.